Welcome back to Grilling with Rubes. Join me in my new series, Experimenting with Steak. We're putting steak to the ultimate test with unconventional wild methods, unexpected seasonings, to downright insane ideas. This is steak like you've never seen before. Today I'm going to grill a steak and stuff it with whiskey cheese balls. It's bold, it's experimental, but will it taste great? Let's find out. Stick around. I know you're going to love it. So let's get grilling. So first I have our two choice ribeyes. Okay, got a really thick one this time. This is well over an inch, great marbling on it, and they're over about a pound each. So one's going to be our regular steak, and then we're going to use this as our experiment steak. And the steaks have been resting out for about 30 minutes at room temperature. So first I'm going to put a little dab of avocado oil on both of our steaks, and then rub the sides in also. Yeah, this is probably one of our thicker steaks. Wow. And onto both steaks a good amount of kosher salt. Definitely can use plenty of salt. And next in some ground black pepper. And on our regular steak we're going to put some granulated garlic. And we'll keep the granulated garlic off of the experiment steak because our whiskey cheese balls have plenty of garlic in it. Flip over both of our steaks. Do the other side as well. And don't forget the sides also. Now we're going to mix together our ingredients for the whiskey cheese filling. First I have a quarter cup of shredded sharp cheddar cheese, and then a half a cup of softened cream cheese, 2 tablespoons of softened butter, quarter teaspoon of smoked paprika, quarter teaspoon of granulated garlic, and then 2 tablespoons of your favorite bourbon. And give everything a good mix. So get them to the thick enough so where they stay on the spoon. And we're just going to form these into little cheese balls. Now also after we form these cheese balls, we're going to put them in the freezer for a couple of hours just to harden these guys up. So we don't want them to melt right away inside the steak. Alright, so we've got everything combined. Our charcoal's all set. We can see the flames up near the top here. And then also I'm going to bring over to 1/2 charcoal so we can cook the steaks over direct heat and then still have a cool side. Next we're going to put in our grill grade, and then I'm going to spray some of this grill spray made by Crisco, rub that over the grill grade so our steaks don't stick. Close up our grill, get it nice and hot. So also what we have to do is to create some pockets inside of our steak. So we're going to slice into our steak, just cut right into it, and with these cuts is where we're going to put inside our cheese balls. So just a nice little pocket. You got a couple more, just get your fingers inside. Alright, so we got a few. And like I said, be very careful with that and go slowly. We don't want to stab our hands. Alright, so I got 1, 2, that may be all that we can do. Here are our cheese balls that we're going to put inside. Okay, they've been frozen, rock solid, and so let's see that we can get these inside one of these pockets. That's the key. As you can tell, I have not done this before. It's purely experimental. That's why we're calling it experimenting with steak. Okay, and with the next one, let's see how far we can get that in. Good, part way, that's fine. Close that up. Okay, got that in right into the center. All right, so I actually got in, I think I got in about 3 of them. That's probably the best that we're going to do. So I've moved them over to the indirect side and let them cook the rest of the way through. They've come up to about 115. So I'm going to cook it just a little bit more until they get up to about 125. I'm also going to flash up on the screen some of the temperatures that I go by when I grill steaks. I prefer a medium rare to medium. All right, so we're going to close up the lid here. Let those go a little bit more. Also, I want to make a whiskey glaze to put over our steaks the last few minutes of grilling. Right, so on with our saucepan. The first in, 1/4 cup of bourbon, 2 tablespoons of butter, and a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar, and then 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then we're just going to let this reduce down and come up to a simmer. So we've had our whiskey glaze simmering for about 4 to 5 minutes. We're going to move it over to the indirect side and let that cool for a little bit. All right, so now that I have the whiskey sauce all set, I'm gonna go ahead and put the experiment steak back on the indirect side. So let's go ahead and slice into these steaks. All right, I think it's that time, my favorite time of the grill. Let's go in for a taste test. Got a great crust on this. The high heat at the beginning definitely seared in a wonderful crust. Nothing wrong with that regular steak. Absolutely enjoy that. And if you don't like a lot of seasoning on your steak, that is definitely the way to go. Very simple ingredients, salt, pepper, garlic. Now, this is the one that I've been looking forward to. Here we are, juicy, medium rare. Right away I'm getting the whiskey. Just the smooth notes, not overbearing whatsoever. And then in with the cheese. Wow, that cream cheese, cheddar cheese melted in. Oh, very creamy. Wow, just adds so much more depth, flavor to the steak. Definitely got to try that again. You know, getting those flavors deep into the steak as opposed to just covering the steak with cheese really took it over the top. Oh, got a lot more of the cheese now. Definitely a ribeye cut is perfect for this. This comes apart. I'm just hit with cheese all over the place. Definitely got to try this recipe, guys. It was wonderful. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Join me in my next video for fire-crusted pimento cheese and grilled steak. If you're enjoying my content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, watch for my upcoming videos. And if there's anything that you'd like me to make, please post it in the comments below. See you next time.